This episode of TAJS is brought to you by Zoomin.TV Games at E3. For more on Zoomin.TV Games' top 5 picks and everything else in between, check out Zoomin.TV Games' official YouTube page down in the description. And as always, it's a pleasure to see you. This week, it's E3 week, baby. We're gonna have Tim, Robert, and Tara at E3 checking out all the cool games, the Microsoft press conference, the Sony press conference, and getting some exclusive interviews and all that good stuff. And the booth babes. Love it. Okay, first off, let's turn things over before we get to our comic book review this week. Let's turn things over to Tim and Robert and Tara at E3 as they have just arrived.
Yeah, we're here.
E3.
We made it.
Awesome. So, this week we're going to cover all the great stuff that's going to happen right here on the show floor. And of course, tomorrow it's Microsoft and Sony time.
But first, some really sad news.
Yeah.
There's a person missing right now. She should have been right here.
Yeah, she's about this tall.
Yeah.
Something like that. And
but
she's sick.
She's sick. She's not going to make it this week.
And the doctor told her to stay at home, don't fly. So
yeah, no Tara, no Tara, which absolutely sucks. But you know, the show must go on, and we still want to, you know.
Instead of Tara, we have Tim.
Well, I would have been here anyway, so.
Grow some boots. Come on.
Yeah. No, don't compare me to Tara, because that's not gonna work.
So no Tara,
anyway,
but that doesn't mean we're going to stop doing whatever we want to do. We will cover Microsoft, we will cover Sony, and on Tuesday we will go to the show floor and check out all the awesome games. What is the game you're looking forward to most?
Metal Gear Solid 5, and also something that's behind me called AC. And we need to see. I mean, today the new Tomb Raider got announced, or not officially yet, but it will probably be part of the Microsoft presentation or Sony presentation.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's going to be a new game, an unannounced game. That would be the best.
Okay, my highlight already. Nah, it's not highlight. The thing I'm looking forward to most is The Witcher. I mean, I really love that universe in that game, so I'm looking forward to seeing it in action, maybe even playing it. And like Tim said, new Assassin's Creed. I mean, big Assassin's Creed fanboy here, so looking forward to that one as well. And right behind us, you can see the new Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. You know, it is Call of Duty, so it's something that has lots of hype on the internet.
Yeah.
But is it something you're really looking forward
No,
to?
no, not at all. I'm not a Call of Duty fan at all, but you know, I'll look at the game. But I'm much more excited for Battlefield Hardline. And yeah, what else is there? You have the new Lord of the Rings game, which looks awesome, Shadow of Mordor, Evolve, so much stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If you want to keep watching all the great announcements and all the great interviews we're going to do, keep checking Zooming Games every single day because we upload new videos daily.
Yeah. And Tara, get well soon.
Get well soon.
We miss you.
Guys, see you later.
See you.
Cheers.
What? No Tara? Okay. What happened? And she said she wasn't feeling good? Well, to our lovely hostess of the Tara Show, we just to say we hope you get better soon, and we all love you and miss you. Hope that everything gets better for you soon, you get back on your feet, so on and so forth, and back to work. Okay. Now, we'll be back with Tim and Robert later to check out more of what they found out from the Sony press conference, the Microsoft press conferences, and all that good stuff from E3. Like I said, it's E3 week on the Adventurous Joe Show and Zoomin.TV Games. So, with the show. And time now for our comic book review. Coming up next. Alright people, it's time now for this week's comic book review, brought to you by the Adventurous Joe Show and Zoomin.TV Games. We're lovely at this. Okay, this week's comic book review is on All New X-Men Volume 3 trade paperback, Out of Their Depth. Now, as you know, in the All New X-Men comic book, the ongoing comic book series and stuff, young Cyclops, Jean Grey, who's not even alive anymore, but the young version of her from the past is, along with Hank McCoy and Bobby Drake, who is also Iceman, are brought back to the present to take care of present-day Cyclops and his little merry band as they're taking and doing all their rogue shit. In this volume, the young X-Men meet the Uncanny Avengers, and for the first time ever, young Cyclops gets to see his brother Alex, who, as you know, in the past, Alex had disappeared without a trace for a long time, thought to be dead, until X Factor came around and all that good shit. Either way, check out the artwork in this one. Here they are taking on Hydra. This is awesome. Check that out. Now Sabretooth, Mystique, all of them make an appearance in this volume. And check out... Not that part. Hang on a second. The Uncanny Avengers. How awesome is this? Now the book normally costs $19.99, but you can get it at Amazon.com for a little cheaper than that. I believe around 12 or 15 bucks now. Either way, it's a great read. Highly recommended. We're giving it the TAJS Badass Seal of Approval on this one, because it's awesome. I mean, the storyline is great. The story's unfolding terrifically. It's tying in with Wolverine and the X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and so on and so forth. Either way, the story is terrific. Highly recommend you pick it up. Check out the first two volumes. It's a great read. I mean, it's completely off the hook. Our final verdict on this one, we're going with a 10 out of 10. It's a damn good book. The last two the first two weren't so good, but the storyline picks up as you read more and more into it. So, final verdict from the Adventurous Joe Show on our comic book review for All New X-Men Volume 3 trade paperback. We're going with a 10 out of 10 and the Badass Seal of Approval. We highly recommend you pick it up. Pick up the first two volumes to get the whole story, and enjoy. Okay, now we're going to turn things back over to Tim and Robert over at E3, because the Microsoft press conference is over with, and it's time to see what the results of that good stuff was. Coming up next. Alright people, it's time now to turn things back over to Tim and Robert at E3. live at E3, by the way. They just got out of the Microsoft press conference, and here's their results of everything. Check it out.
Hey, welcome to Zoom In TV Games. We are here live from Los Angeles, and we're going to talk about the Microsoft press conference.
We just got out of it, and it was all about games, games, games.
Yeah. So Microsoft made everything about the games. There was hardly any talk about Kinect, no words about services whatsoever. So it was only about the games. And to be honest, I thought they were really humble. They said stuff like, "Yeah, we listen to you guys. We try to
thank you for your input, so we can improve the system."
Yeah, so we can get rid of Kinect.
Different type of conferences, right? They even thanked Sony and Nintendo as well. They were like, "Okay, thanks to our competitors for improving our service." It was basically them saying, "Okay, we know you want games. We know you don't like Kinect, and please buy an Xbox One." Basically, is what they said.
Your feedback showed up in the console we launched in November and in the monthly updates we've delivered since. You are shaping the future of Xbox, and we are better for it.
There were lots of games announced, and they started off with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Of course, we're not going to talk about that one too much, but what was your highlight of the games that are coming out this fall?
Yeah, because they split it into two halves. It was like, okay, this is all coming out this year, which isn't that much, and then it was like, okay, this is all 2015. My highlight was Assassin's Creed Unity. We saw some gameplay, and it's a cooperative game, 4-player online co-op.
Yeah.
And the game looked amazing. They had to kill some sort of French king or something, and it was perfect.
It was a raid on the Bastille.
Oh right, yeah.
It was the start of the French Revolution, and at the raid of the Bastille, they killed the ruler of Versailles, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But at least they killed the ruler near Paris.
The graphics, man, it looked so good. It was basically everything you want from a next-gen AC, and it has online co-op. So,
definitely. But to be honest, it went all too smooth. This is a press conference, so everything goes smooth, and we have to see how it goes when the game is actually playable and etc. So maybe at the show floor, I don't know.
Online co-op was a huge part of the show as well, because you have The Division, which is online co-op. Then they showed the new Fable, which is also online co-op.
Yeah, that game was weird, by the way.
Yeah.
You can play 4 players, and then a 5th player
is the villain, right?
Is the villain,
yeah.
He's not like a character, but he's like a god who positions enemies and traps, etc. So
it looked a bit weird. Also, we have to say the whole show just went perfect. It was perfect because they gave us these little bracelets, and these lit up during the show.
Yeah,
and that was a really nice effect.
I already posted on our Twitter that we are the show.
Yeah,
it was kind of funny.
And last year there were some mistakes, sound issues and stuff, but this year it went smoothly.
Yeah. By the way, one small shout out, because the Dead Rising DLC, normally I don't promote DLC, but Dead Rising DLC.
What's the name? I think you wrote down the name, right?
Yeah, it's Super Ultra Alpha FX Mega. I don't know what it's called, but it looks awesome. Super Ultra Dead Rising One big highlight, of course, is Halo.
Yeah.
They showed a cinematic trailer of, I think it was Halo Guardians. I'm not quite sure.
They ended with the cinematic trailer.
But they're not going to talk about it that very much. They mostly talked about Halo Master Chief Collection, which is basically Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4 in one package, all in full HD for Xbox One.
60 frames per second, 1080p.
Yeah.
All the online DLC as well.
Yeah. What actually amazed me...
Online multiplayer works.
Yeah, they said 100 maps.
Yeah.
All the maps of all the Halo games in one freaking package. I mean, to be honest, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, normally I don't like playing old games, but like this is such a good package. So much value, and it had like 4,000 achievement points, which is just crazy.
Yeah, okay, I'm not an achievement holder.
No, so. But like for one title, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and of course when you get Halo Master Chief Collection, you also get Halo Nightfall, that's a new upcoming TV series, and the Halo 5 Beta Access.
That's true, yeah.
So if you're for true Halo fanboys...
That got a big crowd response. That was like one of the few times people went wild. Yeah. The other time was Crackdown.
fan favorite, Crackdown.
The new Crackdown.
Which I thought was a bit weird, because it's not called Crackdown 3, it's not called Crackdown, the new city, whatever, it's just called Crackdown.
Yeah, yeah. And they didn't show gameplay.
No.
All they did show was like a sort of cinematic story trailer.
Yeah. But if the story trailer...
And they said agent a lot, which is good.
Agents, let's play.
Okay, so one of the highlights for the next year, or maybe 2016, I don't know, I want to jump to is Tomb Raider.
Yeah, they showed a cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
The game already leaked. We knew the title.
Yeah,
but,
they leaked 2 titles. They leaked The Rise of the Tomb Raider,
which sounds like a Star Wars movie.
Which is
The Rise of the Tomb Raider. Like,
yeah,
what is that?
Yeah.
What is that?
The Rise of the Sith.
Yeah.
But
anyway, this
new
looks
Tomb Raider
awesome,
coming up, and you know I love the last one, the reboot, and this one is a sequel for the reboot, so perfect. I mean, go Microsoft, go Square Enix. They ended the show with 3 games. The Division, okay, we like that one, we've seen that one.
I have to say something about The Division, because you just talked about online co-op being nothing like they show it in these presentations, and that really stood out to me with The Division, was that was such bullshit, like them saying, oh, we got bogeys incoming, guys, get behind cover, like all that like team speak is just that really annoys me.
Can you mark some of these guys?
You got trouble?
I can't move, I'm pinned.
Gotta hit him, Chris. That's all you did. Yeah, I'm on it. Light him up.
Oh god, look out.
Go. Get down. I'm pushing forward.
Austin, wait.
I'm down.
Hold on.
That's like so over the top. That's not what people say. People say, oh shit, sorry guys, I need to go. The doorbell is ringing, give me 5 seconds. That's what people say.
Go away, dog.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah. Or they talk about whatever, but nobody role plays that hardcore in a game ever.
That is the last one. Good game, guys.
Okay, that was good. Welcome, guys.
What else do we have?
Close to the end of the show, Hideki Kamiya came on stage, and he announced his new Xbox One exclusive, Scalebound.
A new Platinum Games game.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
always exciting because they make good action games.
They make very good action games. I mean, Bayonetta is, in my opinion, one of the best action games for the last generation.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I was really excited, and when I saw it, I was like,
First of all, it was a pre-rendered cutscene.
Yes, it was completely pre-rendered.
There was no gameplay. It looks a bit like maybe Monster Hunter mixed with an action game. I don't know. I have no idea. Also, Sunset Overdrive, new gameplay, and that looked really good. I thought.
Yeah.
Looked like a lot of fun, and they dissed Call of Duty. Did you see that?
Yeah, they did.
Turbo mechanic, right?
But it's more like, you know, it's Ratchet & Clank mixed with Tony Hawk and a random shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the weapons of Ratchet & Clank, it's shooter mechanics of whatever third-person shooter, and it's Tony Hawk.
And it's extremely colorful, and
it's happy.
Yeah.
It's happy, just killing monsters.
And it's an Xbox One exclusive, so, you know, that was like one of the few titles they could actually say, okay, this is only on Xbox One.
I guess that kind of wraps up
Well, no. Before we wrap up, you need to grade the show. What would you give this conference?
They were a bit humble. They announced lots of cool games. Of course, many multi-platform games. But overall, I go for 7.5.
7.5?
Yes, 7.5. Okay. And in my book, that's quite good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it's an 8 because they really showed that they're committed to games. Phil Spencer is really trying to do something different here, and I think that's awesome. And yeah, they basically said sorry for everything, and now we can like start with a clean slate. And this is an awesome gaming system.
Sorry,
now
doesn't count.
Bring out the games. Yeah, I know, and that's basically what they said was like, okay, we know we screwed up, but here are some awesome games. So yeah, I could have. I mean, it would have been better with some really epic new games, but that didn't really happen. except for Crackdown maybe.
Crackdown,
But there's always next year. So,
Yeah.
but they're on the right track.
on the right side, on the good side of all these things, except for Dance Central, hardly anything involving Kinect.
No Kinect, no mention of Kinect. All they said was games, games, games.
So guys, thank you for watching our Microsoft press conference E3 roundup. Hope you guys enjoyed this live video. And we
Stay
will...
tuned, because we're going to Sony after this, and
Yes,
then we can
do.
compare PlayStation with Microsoft, with the Xbox, and that's always
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Clash of the consoles.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay guys, see you later. Cheers, greetings
you.
from LA, and keep watching Zooming Games.
Unbelievable. There is some awesome shit. Microsoft, bravo. Bravo. Last year at E3 when they introduced the Xbox One, it was all about TV this and TV that and stuff. Not exactly giving the gamers what they wanted like Sony did last year. However, this year, bravo to Microsoft. Bravo indeed. They brought it games, 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 games. I love it. I can't wait to play most of these once I get an Xbox One. I'm kind of disappointed. Halo 2 is just going to be an Xbox One thing because of the Master Chief Collection. But it's unbelievable. I love how they redid the graphics for it. It's incredible. And the story is tying into, you know, part of Halo 2 is being shown with Halo 5 Guardians. Holy shit, that's going to be awesome. Okay, now, we'll see Tim and Robert again later after they get out of the Sony press conference and see what that's all about. And we're going to move on to this week's anime review. Coming up next. Welcome back to the Adventurous Joe Show. This week's anime review is brought to you by the Adventurous Joe Show and Zoomin.TV Games. This week, we're reviewing Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I loved it! I loved it. I loved Full Metal, the first one. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It fills in more of the gap of the storyline that you didn't see in the original. It gives you more depth, it gives you more idea about why the hell the homunculi were doing this and all this shit, killing off certain individuals, trying to get the Philosopher's Stone, and besides Edward and Al trying to get it themselves, I meant to restore their bodies. The homunculi wanted it for something more. And then there was this sinister villain behind it all, the main villain, known as the Father. And this guy was unreal. I mean, he was destroying them left and right towards the end of the series. If it wasn't for Al, you know, losing his body the rest of the way and stuff, and Edward sacrificing himself to get back what, you know, to get his brother back and everything, it was just unbelievable how it all came to an end. I loved how the comedy ties into it. I mean, it brought in comedy into the original, but this one was a little more comedical when, especially when Al falls on Edward several times, and all he could keep saying is, "Ow, my back!" That's all he could keep saying. Or like when people kept calling him short or something, it was just like, "Oh, you insulted me! You're calling me short! I'll just sign one hand! I'll crush you!" I got a kick out of this whole series. It was just beautifully well done. The final battle, however, was incredible. Edward finally got his real arm back, his real leg back, and he was whooping ass on this guy like there was no tomorrow. I mean, loving it. Just plain loving it. Whew! The storyline's great. The characters are the same, somewhat. I mean, there's some differences. There's some new characters that were added into it, such as Lee and Ling and all them. There was a bunch of new characters added into. There was a Chinese girl added in. a little Chinese girl that falls in love with Al before he even gets his body back. I mean, she was just falling for a guy in a tin suit. What? Anime is so weird. Anyways, we're gonna tell you right now, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, we're giving it the badass seal of approval on this one. We loved it. 10 out of 10 entirely. I mean, the series was great. There was more to it. It could have been into it more and stuff like that. But I think it did well all on its own. I think the storyline did terrific. I think everything was perfect. And bringing Armstrong's sister into it. Not his little sister like you've seen before and stuff that could bench press a piano and shit like that. No. His sister. This woman was ruthless. I mean, ruthless. She didn't act like she had a fucking emotional, loving thing to her at all. She was just like ruthless. And, but still, it was awesome to see her in it. She's an incredible character. Either way, our final verdict on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, we're going to give it a 10 out of 10 and the badass seal of approval. We're going to highly recommend this one. You pick it up. It's on DVD. You can pick it up, the full series on DVD and Blu-ray, I believe it is. And check it out for yourselves. Enjoy it. Loving it. The series was just terrifically well done. Not just in the sense of the storyline itself, but the comedy sense into it as well. I mean, Ed, you know, when it comes to Edward, he doesn't like being called short of any kind. And so he always explodes over it. It was beautiful. I loved every moment of it. Either way, final verdict on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for this week's TAJS Anime Review is a 10 out of 10. And the badass seal of approval. Alright, now we just got word from Tim and Robert. They're out of the Sony press conference. Sorry guys. And we're going to turn things back over to them at E3. Coming up next. Alright people, we're headed back to E3 now after the Sony press conference just got over with. And Tim and Robert, it's time to hear what they got to say about how Sony did for this year. Take a look.
And welcome back. Yeah, this was the Sony press conference.
We're live right now.
Yes, live from
crazy.
LA.
Live from LA, the second time today.
It's getting dark already, so the light's on. We've been checking out the Sony press conference this evening, and yeah, it was a long sit, man. It was a long sit.
Yeah, and it wasn't very comfortable, was it?
The chairs were too small.
Yeah.
And my legs hurt.
So many people.
Okay, don't talk about the seats, but the show itself. I mean, to me, it started like really big, and then in the middle I almost fell asleep, and then in the end they nailed it.
That's what they always do. They start strong and they end it strong. But right out of the gate they announced a new PS4, a white PS4.
Yes,
it was a bundle.
Yes, it will be a bundle. It will be released the 9th of September 2014, bundled with Destiny.
Which is pretty sick.
Yeah, and Sony also announced some exclusive stuff. PlayStation 4 owners will get, what is it? Let me see, Alpha Access starting this Thursday. And later this July 17th. And the beta will be playable on PlayStation consoles. So if you're waiting for Destiny, then according to Sony, PlayStation is the place to be. So. And
that's basically what they said all night. It was like, oh, a map pack here, a beta here, but like yeah, you should get a PlayStation because we have all these small extras. Yeah, and that was to me a bit, it came across as a little bit desperate in order to separate themselves from the Xbox.
Yeah,
it was like,
it's not desperate.
Yeah, but like people cheering for like an extra map or like an extra game mode. That's not what you want. You want like big exclusive games. Yeah, they had those as well.
They had those as well. But they started a little bit small, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they had that. It's called Entwined. It's like a co-op. It's like a relationship rhythm endless runner game. It looked cute. It's nice, but it wasn't the exclusive I was
The only thing
for.
they said there was it's out right now, and that's cool.
Yeah,
It was like,
that's-
oh, you can play it tonight.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, the first big exclusive they announced was DLC for Infamous Second Son, and it's called First Light. Infamous First Light, and you get a new character, new missions in the same city. And to be honest, I was like, damn, that's sweet.
Yeah, and you
That's
don't
sweet.
even need to own the game.
No,
It's
no.
a standalone DLC download. Although you do get extras if you own the game. So,
Yeah, you get some extra
that's good.
missions, probably to overlap 2 stories,
Right,
something like that.
right.
And then after that came like the big bang, like out of nowhere, suddenly
LBP3.
I was like, damn, and it looked so sweet.
Did it?
Yes.
Were you blown away?
Yes, I liked it because I like Oddsock.
Yeah.
I freaking love Oddsock.
It's 4-player co-op.
Yeah.
This has been a theme throughout E3 already.
But
It's all about
but
online,
Don't forget, LB2 was already
That's
4-player
true.
co-op.
That's true. But this time it's
4
like
different characters.
you all have a specific role and unique abilities, and you
Yeah.
need to work together to solve problems. And yeah, again, it looked really, really cute, as do all Little Big Planet titles. Although I have to say, I don't like the floaty controls, but that's just me.
Yeah, I'm an LBP fan.
But it's cute.
I
yeah.
like LBP.
Yeah, yeah. That was a really, really good, strong surprise game they showed.
Yeah. And
Like,
of course,
oh, here it is, boom, here
Of
you
course,
go.
and there's of course some regulars. You know, earlier today, if you watched the Ubisoft press conference, you could have seen Far Cry 4, and yeah, they showed it on stage here, and
it looked awesome.
And they showed
It looked cool.
They showed some 2-player co-op, and it was nice. You know, it's an awesome game. It's the elephants and stuff like that. It's cool. So that's really awesome. But there were also some other games like Bloodborne.
Yeah, that was a totally new title they announced,
Yeah,
right?
but I was like,
By who? Who made that?
wow.
Bloodborne. That was
Yeah,
like the
it's,
famous
Miyazaki,
Yeah, Miyazaki joined.
Yeah.
So yeah, that got a big crowd reaction, and but like yeah, it was sort of a weird trailer, wasn't it?
Yeah, I still have no idea what kind of
Yeah,
game it is.
no idea.
It's a horror game, but that's all I know.
It's a new game. Also, they showed The Order gameplay,
Yeah.
and that looked surprisingly scary.
No, was it gameplay?
Yeah, there was some gameplay.
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
there was some quick time.
Yeah. Well,
cute
I'm pretty sure he shot some zombies at one point, or one zombie. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it looked graphically, it looked really, really good. But again, that's next year, right? Or no, that's the end of this year. I think so. I don't know.
And another game they announced. Another game they announced is Dead Island 2.
Yeah, and again, in true Deep Silver fashion, an amazing
Awesome
trailer. A very cool trailer.
Guy running
Yeah.
and suddenly turning into a zombie. I
Yeah,
liked it.
that was a
freaking-
good
freaking
trailer.
awesome.
Although you didn't see any gameplay, it was
No.
just a good trailer.
It doesn't matter. Let's jump. They also announced many new indie games,
Yeah.
many new initiatives. Let's jump to them really quickly because there's too much. But one that really stand out:
Tim Schafer.
Tim Schafer, Grim Fandango remastered.
What the hell? Didn't see that one coming at all.
No.
The
Not
crowd
at
went wild, and it came out of nowhere.
Definitely,
And the way they did it was great. Like, he wrote a letter as like a 10-year-old or 12-year-old girl asking Sony for his games on their system, and it turned out, hey, Schafer did it. And yeah, that was actually very, very cool of Sony.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious what that will be.
Yeah, okay, and now,
Yeah.
now it's Grim Fandango remastered. I mean,
Yeah.
now I'm waiting
Go
for...
ahead, Monkey Island.
Monkey Island.
All those games, but especially Grim Fandango, yeah, very, very cool. Oh, my favorite, No Man's Sky.
Yeah, it's shown, and it's
Yeah.
I love the you're walking on a planet. There are all kinds of monsters and dinosaurs, and you walk, and then you jump in your ship, you fly into space on another planet. It's totally different.
It looks too good to be true. Like,
Yeah.
I was so blown away by, first of all, how it looks, how colorful it is,
Yeah.
but also that you can seamlessly go from one planet to another. And like the way it works is amazing, and it's an indie title, which is crazy.
Yeah, so it's actually.
So yeah,
it
to
should-
be honest, I
it
saw
should-
Destiny and I
it
saw No Man's Sky, and I was more excited for No Man's Sky, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, that was like a really, really good demo.
Yeah, it was. And after that, they jumped to some hardware stuff. They showed a little bit of Project Morpheus, which is on the
They
show
did.
floor.
Also, they showed the camera and they talked about it being a good peripheral. And for a moment, I thought they were going to include it in the new PlayStation bundle, just as a diss to Microsoft, because they took it out. I was like, is he going to do it? But they didn't.
No.
But that would have been really, really fun.
It would be funny.
But they didn't.
But that's all they said about Project
Yeah.
Morpheus. So
Yeah.
that's,
And it's on the show floor, so we are gonna try and check it out.
Yeah, if you have some time.
Yeah, definitely.
And they announced PlayStation Now. It's still in beta, closed beta, and it will go in open beta at the end of July. But they only
Yeah.
announced it for United States and Canada. So for all European viewers, really, I have no idea.
And what's cool about that one is the fact that they're gonna include it in Sony televisions.
Yes.
All you need to buy
Definitely,
is a DualShock controller, and then you are able to play PlayStation 3 games, and that's crazy. So
Yeah.
that could be huge in the future.
Yeah, and talking about playing PlayStation games on other devices, I mean PlayStation TV.
Yeah,
Finally
it's coming out. It's coming out.
This
It,
fall.
it got a price. It got a date.
$99 this fall. I mean, yeah, that's cool stuff. I mean, I'm excited about that. You have a PlayStation 4, you just buy this cheap device,
Yeah.
and you can play the same games on a separate TV.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
pretty
ideal.
awesome.
It's ideal
Pretty
for your
awesome.
living room and your bedroom.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Let me see. So, what do you have? Okay, the biggest remaster. What do I have on this paper? What does it say?
Yeah, we all knew it was coming. GTA 5. Although PlayStation exclusive.
No. They said it's coming to PlayStation 4 this fall. They didn't say.
But Microsoft didn't mention it.
No, but maybe
in their press
that's,
conference.
No, but that's an exclusive. That's something different. Not mentioning it and not going there. That's
So you
something totally different.
think it's going to show up
Yeah.
on Xbox as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they didn't say exclusively for PlayStation.
They
said
didn't. You're
it's
right.
coming to
You're
PlayStation.
right. They didn't. But they did say that Xbox 360 owners would be able to buy the PS4 version, and their online stuff would be saved. And that was like a small jab at Microsoft.
No, it's not, because it's all Rockstar
I
online
know,
social.
I know. But
So-
it was them saying like, okay, listen guys, if you want to buy a PS4, don't worry, we got your back. But yeah, that was. It's cool that it's coming out. And to be honest, I think GTA 5 was a great game, but it didn't run perfectly on these systems. And I
So
think
you expect a smoother experience,
definitely,
better frame rate.
definitely.
I hope it for you. You're a frame rate fanboy, so
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's a PS4, so
you never know.
I'm sure.
It's a port.
But yeah, but still, that was a cool port.
Okay, one last thing. Batman Arkham Knight.
Looked awesome.
You know what I loved?
What?
The boost of the Batmobile. Just the small spurt from standing still to bursting
Yeah.
to the streets. That looked awesome.
I loved
And
how
then-
he just
and
flew
then-
out of the Batmobile.
Yes,
That was
and-
cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I like it already.
Yeah. They also talked about a new Sony original, Power or Powers.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, forget about that.
Yeah, but
it's
they made a
fucking
big
TV
deal.
show.
Yeah, it's a TV show, and they're gonna produce it themselves. And to be honest, it looked kind of boring.
I almost fell asleep
Yeah.
during that part. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. But apparently, it's something they're really excited about. Yeah.
are you?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No. And
Okay,
at least show up with a
Let's
trailer.
just stop talking about
Yeah.
it. Okay? I mean, come on.
But it was funny to me because they're always like, oh, we're all about games. But then they go on and show a TV show that hasn't been made yet, you know? Like, okay, sure.
Okay, one last thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
Mortal Kombat
holy
gameplay.
shit. That looked amazing. That looked absolutely amazing.
Did you think it looked anything like the initial trailer?
It looked exactly the same, I thought. I thought it looked very, very good. And it was brutal, almost nasty. I was like, this might be too much. Like the way the skull fractured, it looked disgusting.
I love the way Andrew House came on stage after that, and he was like,
Yeah,
okay,
so
I
that
can't-
happened.
I
Yeah.
can't say this is awesome because I'm not
Right, we
at the
just saw
company.
Little Big Planet, and now
Yeah.
this happens. Also, what impressed me the most was the fact that they had new characters, completely new
Yeah,
characters,
I was
and that's
surprised.
awesere.
I was surprised, like
Yeah.
this ogre thing with a small
With like
minion on
yeah,
top.
and she was like stabbing dudes in the dick and stuff. It was crazy.
the very very last game
Yeah.
of the show.
They ended
one
the
of
show
your
with a
fa-
showstopper,
Yeah, one of your favorite franchises of all time.
Uncharted 4.
Were you happy with the stuff they showed?
No, because it wasn't gameplay.
It was just
Yeah.
just annoying.
They
teasers.
basically just
But-
said, "Oh, listen, Nathan Drake is in this one, and
Yeah.
Sully as well, and here you go. Now wait a year."
But I was actually amazed by the detail in his face. I was like, oh,
Yeah, and it
okay.
was in-game.
Nice.
They said this is all in-engine, in-game. So.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
good stuff, but still 2015. So for this year, not so much.
No, okay. And now looking back at the whole conference, what is your favorite game? What is your favorite announcement or whatsoever?
I would have to say No Man's Sky probably. Just the way it looked was amazing. I thought gameplay-wise, Mortal Kombat maybe. I thought that looked really good as well. And yeah, there weren't that many awesome surprises. Oh yeah, Project Beast of course. The new game from Software. They showed that as well.
Yeah.
And we have no idea what's it gonna be. It was Let Me Die or something?
No. Let Me Die is the game from Suda51. That totally sucked.
Right.
I can't imagine
Yeah,
that will be fun.
yeah.
But
Yeah, but that was definitely something the crowd loved as well. But yeah,
you know what I'm excited about from this conference? Little Big Planet 3, No Man's Sky, and Mortal Kombat X. 10. Mortal Kombat 10.
okay. Okay, now we did it with Microsoft. We have to do it with Sony as well. Rated 1 to 10. You gave Microsoft a 7.5.
Yes, I did.
What do you give Sony?
Well, an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like their lineup a little bit better. I don't know. They have more games that appeal to my taste. And they had some hardware announcements, and I like PlayStation Vita TV, and I like PlayStation Now. So I'm excited about those technologies. So yeah, an 8.
Yeah, I gave Microsoft an 8, and I would give Sony an 8 as well. Actually, I thought this E3 they were really on par. And unlike last year, where Sony completely destroyed Microsoft, I thought Microsoft made the right adjustments and really focused just on games. And Sony still had like a normal E3 press conference, but a pretty good one, and some surprises here and there. So overall, an 8. And I think what's the best thing about it is that right now, yeah, they're sort of even. So yeah,
okay.
Competition is good.
Okay. And this week we will play some of the games we've seen today. So hopefully we can bring you guys more coverage, more interviews about these games. Probably not all of them, but at least some. Keep watching Scythe, keep watching Zoom In Games, and Tim and I will bring you all kinds of new great content.
And a special shout out to Tempt, who is in the studio in Amsterdam in the middle of the night. He stayed up all night like a true MMO gamer.
Right now it's 5:30 a.m.
Yeah.
That guy has
dedication.
Balls.
Yeah.
Balls.
So thanks Tempt. Thank you guys for watching, and
see you tomorrow.
E3 has officially started.
Yeah, tomorrow E3 the doors open, and we will be there to cover it all for you guys. So keep watching, and hope you will enjoy.
See you.
Cheers.
Whoa! Unbelievable! Sony did horrible! I mean, Microsoft was just games. This one they were talking about television stuff and all this other... what? I mean, some of the gameplay footage they showed and stuff like that, yeah, it's pretty exciting and everything else. But, wow. What the hell happened? Oh God, that was just horrible. Oh, one thing we forgot to tell you guys about. After we had talked to Tim and Robert about the Microsoft press conference, there was a trailer we were supposed to show you guys, and we're going to have to show it to you now before we show you the top 5 booth babes of E3 for this year. Holy shit, that was hot stuff. Either way, check out the world premiere trailer for The Rise of the Tomb Raider. I can't believe how this is going. The Rise of the Tomb Raider? Wow. Okay. Check it out.
I think we're making progress in these sessions. You say the flashbacks have stopped. This is excellent improvement. But I'm concerned that you're still shutting yourself away at home. It's important to gradually take steps into the outside world. Take some walks. Maybe pick up a nice hobby. A girl your age, you should be exploring new horizons. I'd like to know you're taking care of yourself. For many people, these traumas become a mental trap. They get stuck, like a ship frozen in ice. There's another type of person. You know what happens to them? Miss Croft?
We become who we're meant to be.
There you have it, people. Rise of the Tomb Raider. I can't wait to play this one. I'm hoping it's not just going to be an Xbox One. Okay, exclusive. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait until I get an Xbox One. Unbelievable. Okay. Now, as I said, we've got the top 5 booth babes of E3 for this year. Holy shit! Some of them are just like hot stuff. Okay. Either way, check it out next. Alright, people, like I said, now it's time for the top 5 booth babes. Brought to you by Zoomin.TV Games and the Adventurous Joe Show. Ooh. Tara, you don't know what you're missing. Well, of course, she'll know what she's missing. She'll watch the video later. Okay. Anyways, guys, the guys at Zoomin.TV, guys and gals, excuse me, at Zoomin.TV Games got us a top 5 booth babe rating, and we're going to check it out now. Check out some of these women in these outfits.
You're watching Zoom In TV, and this is the top 5 booth babes.
5.
This is. Oh, okay, yeah.
There you have it, people. The top 5 booth babes. Holy shit, that's hot. Woo! Those girls, though, dressed in the winter outfits, whew, I don't think they were hot. I think they were just pretty cold there. Yeah. Must have been the air conditioning. Gotta be all that air conditioning. Okay, people. It's time now for the Cosplayer of the Week segment before we turn things back over to Tim and Robert over at E3 for the last day of E3. So, let's head on over to Cosplayer of the Week segment coming up next. Alright, people, it's time now for the Cosplayer of the Week segment brought to you by the Adventurous Joe Show and Zoomin.TV Games. They're awesome of awesome. Haha. Love it. Okay, this week's Cosplayer of the Week is Andy Ray Cosplay. This lovely young lady has cosplayed a lot of stuff, and I mean, we got a few photos from her cosplays and stuff like that. Not too much there, but she does a lot of cosplaying nonetheless. Either way, we want to say big congrats to her. We're welcoming her to, excuse me, not inviting, we're welcoming her to the Adventurous Joe Show's Cosplayers Hall of Fame for 2014. Wow, this is shaping up to be something pretty big. I bet you should see some of the names we got already coming up for the next few weeks. I mean, we picked out some really great cosplayers to be a part of this, and it's going to be awesome. I mean, awesome. Either way, this lovely young lady is now an official member to the TAJS Cosplayers Hall of Fame and is our Cosplayer of the Week for this week. Please welcome now Andy Ray Cosplay. Enjoy! You can check out her pics and more at her Facebook page. Just type in Andy Ray Cosplay and friend her. Let her know that you want to be, friends with her, or a fan of hers and you want to friend her on there and stuff like that. Like her pictures. Either way, let her know. She's a great cosplayer, and we're proud to induct her into the Cosplayer Hall of Fame for the Adventurous Joe Show. Bravo to us. Okay, and that's it for us here at TAJS. But before we go, it's time to turn things back to Tim and Robert at E3 for the final day of E3. Check it out.
E3
that was
over.
E3. That went by quickly.
Yeah, it's over, it's done, it's a wrap. We are going home soon. Tim, what is your favorite game of the show floor? Or do you have multiple maybe?
I have 2 favorite games. First of all, my favorite game, gameplay-wise, was Shadow of Mordor. That game looked amazing.
Yeah, it was a surprise actually. I was
much fun to play.
I wasn't convinced by it. I was playing it. I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. You can
yeah, the Nemesis system.
The Nemesis system and controlling the minds of those Urukai minions, and then taking out those leaders. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was funny because we had a hands-on demo and we played for like a good 30 minutes, and then I was like, wow, that's an awesome demo. But are there also story missions? And then the guy said, yeah, this is a side activity. This is something you can do on the side to level up your guy.
It's like collecting skulls in Halo, you know?
It's crazy.
Just something on the side.
It's like
so
a completely, it could be a separate game.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it could be.
So yeah, that blew me away.
And that other game you liked, which
other
one is
game,
that?
The Witcher 3.
We meet again, Witcher. Your Imperial Majesty.
Yeah, I already called it in advance.
That game, in terms of graphics, holy shit.
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
We saw a 45-minute demo and wow, it just looks amazing. Like even Crysis 3 doesn't look as good as this does. It's truly next gen.
It's so beautiful. At the beginning of the presentation, I was watching it. I saw Geralt riding his horse. I was just paying attention. Then I looked at his hair and it just bounced on the horse. It bounced on the movement of the horse. It was insane.
I mean, they showed us a forest, a village, and it just looked so realistic and so nice, actually.
I like The Witcher a lot. I mean, I called it in advance, and I love that game. I really want to play it. The game that really, touched my curiosity is Dead Island 2. When I did the interview and the guy said it's like Zombieland meets Expendables, I was like, okay, I'm sold. Yeah. Then I already fell in love with that game, and I was like, okay, let's keep a close eye on Dead Island 2. I'm not going to say it's great because Dead Island certainly had its flaws, but I mean, I love the whole premise, and I'm sure they're getting better. And it's made by Jaeger, so it's no longer made by Techland, who made the first Dead Island, but it's made by Jaeger, who made Spec Ops. And now I know Spec Ops: The Line isn't the biggest game ever, but you know, I think Dead Island 2 looks promising.
Yeah, what else? I mean, I have to be honest, I played Evolve, right? I had very high expectations, and I found it a bit boring.
It's here.
Because I played the Assault class, and yeah, I mean, I basically ran around like an idiot with a minigun, and my team wasn't working together, and then it's a boring game, because the respawn time is 2 minutes. So if you die and you don't get revived, then you have to wait for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and that really
sucks.
sucked.
Okay, but then you can see that the whole, you know, you're at the booth, you're playing a game, and there's some fucker playing with his phone because he gets a phone call, and by accident he's the healer, and then you die.
Yeah.
So you know you're just sitting there with some sort of nitwit, probably a marketing guy or a salesman from some kind of I don't know, game sales, GameStop, whatever type of company, and yeah.
I guess if you have a good team, maybe if you play with people you know, then it's awesome. But like in this case, yeah, not so much. Okay, and yeah, in terms of the E3 itself, this was a very busy E3 for us, because we had to do it all ourselves. I mean, sorry guys, we wanted Terra here as well. This wasn't our idea, but you know, things happen, and we had to improvise. So
yeah, it was definitely improvising. It was, you know,
it was thinking on our feet, and yeah, what are we gonna do? Yeah, I mean, we might as well record some videos while we're here.
We had stuff planned like this, with Terra being the main anchor, and
we had lots of behind-the-scenes stuff planned.
Talking about games, making previews, and
I mean, normally we go to parties, we have lots of beer. This E3, it was all work and no play. It was really hard work.
But don't say no play, because we played some awesome games.
We did play awesome games, and it's always fun to go to E3, so I'm not going to complain. But it is a lot of work with just 2 people.
Yeah,
it really is. Out of the titles that are coming out at the end of this year, what are you looking forward to the most?
Of course, Assassin's Creed, but you know, typical games. I mean, Battlefield Hardline looks kind of interesting. I like the new concept, even though it seems a bit, I don't know, copied from games like Payday. But you know, it could be interesting. And the other game that I'm looking forward to is might be Destiny. That game got me hyped a little bit more. I was a bit skeptic in advance, and I've been skeptic all the way, and now I'm like, okay, I'm starting to open up to it. I'm starting to like it. I like the whole atmosphere, and it could be cool.
What changed? What made you decide, wait a minute, this game is actually pretty cool?
You know, with the whole multiplayer and having like those zones, which he called it bubbles. So you have like a bubble, and the bubble has the possibility to have like, let's say, 20 players inside. I don't know how many. I'm just making up a number. But and when somebody leaves the bubble, then other people can walk in. Now, I like the whole. An area cannot be overcrowded, and I think that's important, especially for a game like Destiny. And besides that, the art direction looks beautiful.
Yeah, the game looks amazing. You're right.
Legend.
That was it. It's time to drop the mic.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you very much for watching.
I hope you kind of enjoyed our videos. In the coming weeks, in the coming days, we'll still post videos online, some top 5 videos, some interviews. We still have stuff coming, you know, it's not over yet.
E3 week will continue.
Yeah.
Well into next week. Also, special thanks to them.all for staying up all night
during the conferences.
Providing us with much needed support for the live streams.
Definitely, thank you very much, them.all, and thank you to Maurice. He's the guy who helped us film the live stuff.
Okay, so thanks for watching.
Okay, guys, goodbye. Seriously.
is that the really? Okay, so that's E3. I think we're gonna drop the mic and walk away.
Drop the mic.
And Tim and Robert, have a great trip back to Zoomin. I hope you guys get there safely and everything. And we're sorry Tara couldn't be there with you. We're sorry Tara couldn't be there, period. I mean, we gotta find out what's going on. I mean, if she's not feeling good, I'd want to know about it. But she hasn't said anything. So, either way, we'll check it out. See, and hopefully she'll be back on her feet for next week and have the Tara show ready for you guys and everything else in between. Okay, and that's it for us here at the Adventurous Joe Show. As always, I am the Adventurous Joe, Joseph Michaels, along with the Angry Joe of AngryJoeShow, our lovely hostess, Miss TARABABCOCK, the guys and gals at Zoomin.TV Games, the awesome of awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Either way, we'll see y'all next week on the Adventurous Joe Show. We're going to have some awesome Eevee, seen that Eve trailer stuff yet? Awesome. Best gameplay ever. We'll see you all next week. We're going to have some more E3 good stuff for you on next week's show. New Cosplayer of the Week, new everything. Check it out and be on the lookout. Now, before we go, I'm proud to say we've got something big for you guys to see after I say bye-bye. Check out the premiere trailer for Doom 4. Love it. I loved it. Just from the look of it, it's going to look amazingly awesome. I can't wait to see how this finishes when the final gameplay stuff comes out and everything. Either way, check it out. Until next time, peace out. May the Force be with you, and may the power protect you. We'll see ya.
We were standing on the edge of discovery. A powerful technology with infinite possibilities. Instead, we let them in. Fused an unholy union of flesh and metal. Now this brave new world has gone to hell.